Hello YouTubers, Alaska Prepper here. I thought I'd do a quick video today and show you guys the two knives that I would choose to have if I could only have two knives and that's it. And the first one is the K-Bar BK2 and the second one is the Zero Tolerance Folding Knife. Now let me go ahead and show you one by one so that you can see why I mean that these are the only two knives I would pick should I only be able to pick two knives to have forever. Now this is the K-Bar BK2. I call it a utility knife, but really it's an all-around knife. As you can see, I have used this knife a lot. I have beat it up. I have used it for chopping. As a matter of fact, take a look at this. I was chopping at a branch today to give you guys a little bit of an idea at what this can do. As you can see, it's a pretty good knife as long as there's not a nest of bees where you're trying to chop. All right. So as you can see, take a look at the spine of this knife. This knife has a 1/4 inch spine. So you can beat the heck out of anything you want to beat. But that's not really what it's made for, but you can. Very, very strong knife. You can pry with it. You can chop with it. And it even takes a very good edge. Right now it's a little bit dull. But I've got a knife sharpener that I'm going to show you guys that I've had for years, and we're going to sharpen this up. The handle on it is made out of synthetic polymer, but it's got a spine that goes all the way through. As you can see, it goes all the way from the front to the back. In the back here, it's got a glass breaker. In addition to it being a glass breaker, you can really do some damage with that back. And in addition to it being an all-around utility knife, ladies and gentlemen, I feel that this knife can also be a very good self-defense knife. As long as you put a nice little edge on it, it can be a self-defense knife as well. But in my opinion, it's a all-around good utility knife. Now let me show you a little bit of chopping with it, just with some spare wood that I have left over from a project that I was working on. Now this knife is nice and heavy. All you have to do is let the weight do the work. See, the weight does most of the work. And that's with the knife being dull. Okay? Now this knife, once you put a nice edge on it, you could even use it to skin if you had to. To skin an animal. And guess what, ladies and gentlemen? It's made in the USA. Olean, New York. Alright, let me show you my second knife. Now this, ladies and gentlemen, is the Zero Tolerance Folding Knife. And it's very nice, very, very sturdy knife, very nice and heavy knife. There's no polymer on this. This is all metal. It's an all metal knife. It has a very strong lock. As you can see, the spine on this is about 3/16 or a little bit over 1/8 of an inch thick. And it is a very, very strong knife, and it is extremely sharp. I don't have to sharpen this one. This one is extremely sharp. And it would do great for skinning. It would do great for self-defense. Okay? It would do great for chopping little things. Not really big, heavy things. Let me show you. So as you can see, the weight and the sharpness of the knife makes really light work from this. But what I like about this knife the most is that it has such a good edge. It's nice and heavy. It sits good on your hands. And it's got a corrugated handle on both sides. It's almost like a snake skin. I also like that it's all made out of metal. And guess what, ladies and gentlemen? This knife is made in the USA as well. It's a beautiful knife. It has a belt clip as well, as you can see. The BK2 comes with a sheath that I lost a long time ago. So there you go, ladies and gentlemen. These two knives, in my opinion, are outstanding knives. A price point for this Gold Zero is about $156. Very pricey, I think, but I think it's worth it. Actually, when I bought this knife, I actually got it for Christmas about 4 years ago. It was only $70 when I got it. Now it's about 156, but I still think it's worth 156. The BK2 right now, I think goes for about $87, which is about the same price I paid for it about 5 years ago. I actually think I paid about $82 for it about 5 years ago, so it hasn't gone up in price that much. If I only had to get one knife, this would be the knife that I got. If I could only get two, it would be these two. I think these are outstanding knives. I think they'll last you the rest of your life, unless you're doing something extremely crazy with it. But as you can see, I've used this knife a lot. I actually ended up chopping down about a 6-inch diameter tree with this once when I first bought this property because my chainsaw broke and this is all I had. So it's an outstanding knife. Now let's go ahead and let me show you guys how that knife sharpener works. Now what you see here, ladies and gentlemen, is an electric knife sharpener, right? I know many people will say, well, what are you going to do if you lose electricity or the grid goes down forever? Well, I'll use my sharpening stones. I always get those questions. As long as there is electricity, ladies and gentlemen, and I have something that will make my life easy using electricity, I will use it. And if the electricity ever goes out, then I'll use my backups that don't need electricity. But this is an outstanding little knife sharpener. It has a belt, a sanding belt for the sharpening element, and it has a trigger. All you do is put it down, press the trigger, and pass your knife through it on each side. As you can see here, it has a 20-degree angle for sharpening each side. It also comes with one of these elements here that you can switch it out so that you can sharpen at 25 degrees and also sharpen scissors. All right, but now I'm going to show you guys how this works with my knife. All right, so like I said, all we have to do is press the trigger. See, press the trigger and it starts working. Then all we have to do is pass our knife straight through. All right, so let's give it a try. Now, I'm not sure if you can see the difference, ladies and gentlemen, but that did clean it right up, and it is nice and sharp now. It is definitely a lot sharper than it was before. So you see, this right here is nice and smooth. That's because the blade is so much sharper. Well, all right, ladies and gentlemen, that's it. Very short video for today. I just wanted to go ahead and show you what two knives I would pick should I only have to choose two knives. People always ask me when I do these videos, ladies and gentlemen, this stuff's in my Amazon storefront if you want to take a look at it. All right, I put it there on purpose because I know people will ask where I got them. But in all honesty, my very favorite knives that I have are those two knives. This right here is my everyday carry. And this one I always have under my house because I usually take it out whenever I'm outside working. All right, ladies and gentlemen, so we'll see you guys tomorrow. Remember, tomorrow at noon, so Sunday at noon Alaska time, we will be having a live stream where I will be giving away 3 ounces of silver and 3 of those Rockman 200-watt generators, solar generators. All right, so we'll see you then, ladies and gentlemen. I hope you guys are having a good weekend so far. Remember to be good to each other. When good people do good things happen. Remember to reach one, teach one, and repeat. If we all did this, the world would be a better place, and you know that it will be a better place. Many blessings to all of you and your families. This is the Last Prepper. I'm out.